Hello, welcome back to the Cursing Seamstress. I have a few things to show you today. Actually two things, so this will not be very long. I've got a pattern review first of all. And this pattern is a new look, which is a Simplicity brand, 6493. I don't really enjoy Simplicity patterns. I never really have. I've always found that their instructions were not as easy to follow as the Vogue McCall's Butterick Quick Sew patterns. But my daughter picked this out. We made a trip to Hobby Lobby, and she is 6 feet tall and has a hard time finding rompers that are long enough for her in the torso from the neck to the crotch. So she found this and asked if I would make it, and of course I'm gonna say yes to that. Let me put my glasses on so I can see. I'll show you the pattern. Again, it's 6493. There are several versions. Actually, there's a dress version. There is a long jumpsuit kind of thing. There is a bralette, and then there is the short romper, which is this one and this one here. It has spaghetti straps. It's got a crossover bodice in the front and in the back. It has a sash that is not attached, and that's pretty much it. Here's the line art here, and that shows you front and back. For her, she wears, ready to wear, she wears a size 6 or size 8. Looking at the measurements on the back, I ended up, based on her measurements, cutting a 12 for the bodice and a 14 for the shorts. And now that it's made, I would cut a 10 for the top and probably a 12 for the bottom. I could still cut a 14. It's okay if they're, the important thing for this pattern is that you use something that's reasonably flowy. Although it doesn't look like this is a real flowy fabric. And for the bralette, it's a knit only, lycra, jersey, stretch lace, that kind of thing for version A, which is the bralette. But then for the rest of it, you can use cottons and linens. And of course you can use, if you want to, you can use knits. So she picked out a fabric also, but, oh, and also in this pattern, you can't really, maybe you could see, but there are seams, sort of princess seams that go down on either side of the bodice. That's weird, they don't really have that on the line art, but they're there. So just overall, the instructions were good on this. Before I wanted to cut into the fabric that she chose, which was probably, I don't know, maybe $8 or $9 a yard from Hobby Lobby, and that was, I think it was 30 or 40% off. I wanted to try making it out of a cheaper fabric, so on my own I went to Walmart and I found an inexpensive $5 a yard maybe lightweight knit fabric that was really a pretty print. And I thought I would go ahead and do a trial run first before I made it out of the fabric that she had chosen, which is also a knit. So I'll just show you this, and I'll go through some of the pros and the cons. I've got this mannequin. I used to have a uniform store, nursing uniform store, so I've got all kinds of stuff left over. So I'm gonna have to probably stand up and back up a little bit, but this will give you an idea. This mannequin is kind of thin, so. All right, so this is what it looks like. This is the bodice here that crosses over. Same thing on the back. This mannequin is hollow, so you don't get the full effect of the filling out here. The front is the front has pockets right here. So, so the front is different. You can easily tell the front from the back once you get the pockets on. These are the seams that I was telling you about right here. There is elastic around the waist, and let me think what else. You put in the shoulder straps, you sew them in permanently on the front, but you leave them just inserted and pinned on the back until you can try it on and you know, get a feel for how high or how low you need the straps. Okay, so the positives on this is the instructions are pretty good. It's not difficult to do. What I would say about the negatives is that this is very open. There's nothing that calls for a snap, but she's asked that I put a snap in there. I did raise up the strap some to kind of pull this bodice up. I had actually seen a video made by, I can't think of the YouTube channel is, it's Like So Amazing, L-I-K-E-S-E-W Amazing. And it's a British woman who sews so well. And I had already seen a video on this and not connected it at that time, or when she bought the pattern, that it was the same pattern. But she actually had photos of herself wearing this with a t-shirt underneath. And that is an option you could use, just like a spaghetti strap tank or something like that underneath to get past this gaping here. For my daughter, who again is 6 feet tall, I extended the bodice by an inch. I just added an inch to the bottom. I also added an inch to the shorts at the very top, and it worked really well. So it does fit her quite well, except I would go down a size, probably top and bottom. It does have facings here. Using the knit, I just use zigzag stitches here. I did use an overlocker on some of it. Mostly I used zigzag stitches and that lightning bolt stretch stitch for this. The hem I did zigzag. I just got through with that this morning. So the pockets are nice and deep. She liked that a lot. Again, that's the back. I think you get the back probably is not going to need a snap because you're not really going to, unless, you know, bra strap or something. I'm not sure what she's going to wear under this. So it's pretty much finished. She's going to try it on, and we're going to check the elastic to make sure that that's the right measurement. There's some give here because there is a sash. So even if this were a little bit big, you've got that sash to put on. And the pattern calls for putting in those little, the belt little thread guides, and I'm not going to do that. I don't really know how to do those. I have done them, but I'm not going to do it. She can just tie it. So, so that's it. Caution maybe also about, with this fabric, this is like I said, a pretty thin sort of a knit, lightweight knit. The edges of the fabric wanted to roll a little bit. That made it a little bit difficult to find my notches, but that's not a pattern problem. But it is real important that you mark the dots that are on the fabric. That, you know, they've got dots up here to make sure the straps are in the right place. There is a center line on each bodice to show you where the center is supposed to be. Notches to match, of course, from on the bodice to the pants. So those are all important to make note of. So that's pretty much it. There is some understitching. So I'm going to put this down and keep talking. What I'll do is insert some photos of my daughter wearing it too, so you could get an idea of what it looks like on a real human body. So that's it. I paid, this says it was $6.59. I think Hobby Lobby, isn't it always 40% off whatever is marked on the pattern? I think so. I could get my receipt. So the other thing that I did was, pillowcases are just so easy. And you can embellish with embroidery, and I love my embroidery machine in order, you know, to be able to do that. So my daughter has a good friend who has a little boy who is coming up on 4 years old, I think. His name is Grant, and he is absolutely obsessed with dinosaurs, and that's all he talks about. So we had him recently and took him out to eat and spent some time with him, and literally his conversation was all about dinosaurs. And so anyhow, I found this fabric at Joann's. I went out of town to the Greensboro area of North Carolina, and I have not been in a Joann's in years. So went into Joann's, and I was just so impressed. They had so much fabric, and they had discounted bins. This was not in the discount bin, but I did see it, and I was looking online for dinosaur fabric, and what I was finding was you know, $10 and $11 a yard. I'm not really willing to pay that. And so I did kind of mess up on this, and I'll just share this. It was really just stupid on my part, but these dinosaurs, the dinosaurs were printed this way across the grain. So, you know, with the fabric folded over on itself, this is how the dinosaurs lay. But in making a pillowcase, if you were to the way I make pillowcases, I cut it on the fold so that when I sew it, that one edge of the pillowcases is on the fold, and then I have, you know, two seams after that. So I cut it that way, and of course when I did, I realized that the dinosaurs would have been, you know, going the opposite way, and that wasn't going to work. So that limited the use of my fabric. I lost fabric recutting. So what I did was I was able to cut it the proper size to give me the front, but for the back, luckily I had some of this kind of aqua sort of fabric that matched really well. So the back I cut in aqua, and I just put a piece of the dinosaur fabric across it, and the little flange piece, this being the front, I suppose, I put his name here in a navy blue to coordinate. This is a very, very dark blue background. So that's that. And on this side, it's just the same color for the end piece. So it's cute. It's going the right way. And I think it's fine. I don't think he'll care. I did do French seams on the inside. Let's see if I can show you that here. So I think that's it. I'm gonna go. I've got to do home delivered meals today, and I do want to show you the fabric I got from Hobby Lobby, and I do want to show you the other fabric that I got from Joann's, or two other fabrics that I bought, and I will do that next time. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you again very soon. Bye-bye.